Hello there, and welcome back. I hope you are having a good day. Now, I need to talk to you about something that has been in the news lately, and I know it has caused a lot of worry. You might have heard that there is a new law coming in 2026 that lets banks flag your money to the government. And I have had so many of you asking me, is this true? Can the DWP really see my bank account? What number triggers it? So today, I'm going to give you the honest truth, nice and clear, with no scaremongering. Now, I want to start by giving you some good news right away. If you are receiving the state pension, you are exempt from these checks. Let me say that again. The state pension is explicitly excluded from these new powers. So, if your only income is your state pension, you are not affected. That is a relief, I know, but there is more to the story, because the law does affect other benefits, and there is a specific number that triggers a flag on your account. That number is £16,000, and it applies if you are claiming certain means-tested benefits like pension credit. If you have more than £16,000 in savings while claiming universal credit, your bank could be required to flag that to the DWP. And it is not just about savings. They can also flag if you appear to be abroad for more than 4 weeks while claiming certain benefits. So, today I'm going to explain exactly how this new law works, what it means for you, what protections are in place, and what you need to do to protect yourself. Please, if you find this valuable, hit that like button. It helps other seniors find this important information too. And if you have family members who might be affected, please share this video with them. Now, let us take this step by step together. Now, let us start with the basics, because I know all this political talk can get very confusing. What exactly is this new law? It is called the Public Authorities Fraud, Error and Recovery Act, and it received royal assent in December 2025. The idea behind it is to tackle benefit fraud and error, which the government says cost the taxpayer around £9.5 billion in 2024 to 25. That is a huge amount of money, and the government believes these new powers will help save about £1.5 billion by 2030. Now, the key part of this law that affects you is called an Eligibility Verification Measure, or EVM for short. Under this measure, the DWP can require banks and other financial institutions to check accounts that receive certain benefits. The government will provide banks with a list of eligibility indicators, and the banks will use their own data to see if any accounts match those indicators. If they find a match, they have to flag it to the DWP. Now, here is the number that has got everyone talking. The DWP has shared 2 examples of these eligibility indicators. The first is if an individual has more than £16,000 in savings while claiming universal credit. That £16,000 figure is the upper capital limit for universal credit. If your savings go above that, your benefit entitlement is affected and the bank could flag it. The second indicator is if you appear to be abroad for more than 4 weeks while claiming pension credit. That is because pension credit is a means-tested benefit for people in the UK, and if you are out of the country for too long, you might not be entitled to it. Now, I know what you are thinking. This sounds like the government is snooping on my bank account, and I understand that worry. But let me explain what the banks can and cannot share. And this is really important because there are strict legal limits on what information can be passed on. The DWP cannot see your transaction history. They cannot see what you are buying, where you shop, or your individual spending habits. Banks are prohibited from sharing transaction information, financial statements, or any special category data, like your political opinions, religious beliefs, ethnicity, or health information. They are also banned from sharing full bank statements. So what can they share? If a bank identifies a potential issue, it will inform the DWP of the account holder's name and date of birth, as well as basic account details such as the sort code and account number. They might also confirm that savings exceeded a certain amount or that an account appeared to be used outside the UK. That is it. It is very limited information. And importantly, no decisions about your benefit entitlement will be made automatically based on this information alone. A human DWP officer must review the information alongside other evidence before any action is taken. Now, I want to talk about which benefits are covered by these powers. At the moment, the law applies to 3 benefits: universal credit, pension credit, and employment and support allowance. And the state pension is explicitly excluded from this power and cannot be added by regulations in the future. That is a very important protection for you if you are a state pensioner. However, if you are claiming pension credit, you are covered by these checks, and that is significant because there are about 1.36 million pensioners receiving pension credit in the UK. Now, I know that for many of you, pension credit is a vital top-up to your income. It helps with the cost of living, with heating bills, with everyday expenses. And the thought of losing it because of a bank flag is frightening. But I want to reassure you, the rules are designed to catch fraud and error, not to penalise honest pensioners who are simply trying to get by. And there are safeguards in place to protect you. First, as I mentioned, a human will always be involved in any decision that affects your benefit entitlement. No AI or automated system will decide to stop your payments. Second, banks can face penalties if they share more information than they are allowed to, so they are very careful about what they pass on. Third, the DWP has said that it will only use these powers proportionately, and there will be independent oversight and a statutory code of practice for banks. There will also be an independent reviewer required to report annually on how the powers are used. Now, I also want to mention something else that has been in the news. The DWP has also been given powers to recover benefit debt directly from bank accounts in certain cases. If you owe money to the DWP and have persistently refused to repay it despite having the means to do so, they can apply to a court to deduct the debt directly from your account. And in extreme cases, they can even apply to a court to suspend your driving licence if you persistently refuse to repay a debt of £1,000 or more. But these measures are intended as a last resort, and they would not apply where a licence is essential for work or caring responsibilities. So, what does all this mean for you? First, if you are a state pensioner and your only income is your state pension, you have nothing to worry about. You are not affected by these checks. Second, if you claim pension credit, you are affected, but the safeguards are strong. Third, if you have savings and you are claiming universal credit or pension credit, you need to be aware of the £16,000 threshold. If your savings exceed that amount, you should check whether you are still eligible for the benefits you are receiving. And I want to give you a practical tip. If you are worried about these checks, the best thing you can do is to make sure your benefit claims are accurate. If you have declared your savings correctly and you are genuinely entitled to the benefits you are receiving, you have nothing to fear. The system is designed to catch fraud and error, not to penalise honest claimants. And if you are unsure about your entitlement, you can always contact the DWP or a benefits advisor for guidance. Now, I know this is a lot to take in, and I know it can feel overwhelming, but I want you to take a breath. The most important thing is to be informed. Knowledge is power, and by watching this video, you are already ahead of the game. You know what the new law does, you know what triggers a flag, and you know what protections are in place. That is a good place to be. And please, do not keep this information to yourself. If you have family members who are claiming benefits, or if you have friends who are approaching retirement age, share this video with them. It is a kindness to help them be prepared. Thank you so much for staying with me through this. I know it is not the most exciting topic, but it is so important. Your financial security matters, and I want to do everything I can to help you protect it. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel and helps other seniors find this information. And if you have not already, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss future updates. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. I read every single one, and I will do my best to help. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.